Elder abuse affects many seniors in our community. Elder abuse is physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional and verbal abuse, neglect, abandonment, isolation, abduction, and financial abuse.
Elder financial abuse is where someone takes the money, property, or assets of someone who is over the age of 65. Anyone who has participated or is participating in such acts may be committing elder financial abuse. A lot of these abuses actually start off as scams, and we'll talk about that throughout the video.
Here are some examples of financial abuse. A scammer convinces a senior to wire money to a foreign country for an investment or charitable cause. A daughter agrees to help her mom pay bills, but writes checks to herself from mom's account. A new friend gets a senior's social security number and opens credit cards in the senior's name. A senior gives their caregiver money to buy groceries for the senior. The caregiver buys the groceries, but keeps the change for himself. I'm here today to talk to you about romance scams. Romance scams are one of the costliest scams for seniors. With a romance scam, you'll meet someone online, maybe on Facebook or on a dating website. This person is charming, handsome, and they woo you with romance and make you think that you're in love with them. This person may tell you that they are a doctor working abroad, or maybe they're in the military, or they're working on an oil rig, and this is why they cannot meet you in person. Eventually, the scammer will ask you for money. Maybe they'll tell you they need money so that they can come and meet you in person, or maybe there's an emergency. They'll ask for this money to be sent via some untraceable method, such as via wire transfer, as gift cards, or as cash. They may ask you multiple times for money. And unfortunately, many seniors fall victim to this scam and send money before they realize what is going on. My mom received a call stating that my brother was in police custody in Mexico. My mother was terrified because my brother was actually in the process of traveling in Mexico. She was told she would have to send $5,000 to get him out of jail.
My husband wasn't home at the time, and I was terrified because I wanted to get my son out of jail. The caller told me to not try to call my son and that he wouldn't answer, and they also told me how to send them the money, which I did.
When my father got home from work, my mother told him what happened, and he was just as terrified as she was. He called me and told me what had happened. I told my parents that something sounded fishy and they shouldn't send any more money until I got off work. When we all finally got together, I asked them questions like, what jail was my brother in? Had they talked to him, or had they talked to his wife? I tried to call the alleged jail, and then my brother called us back saying that he wasn't actually in jail and he was fine. We were able to recover some of the money, but we never found out who the scammers were. Now I have very strict rules with my parents about what information they can share over the phone.
So with fake refund scams, this one is very popular. Most times you will, depending on if you're checking your account or you may get a text message or even a phone call, but usually you'll be contacted by someone pretending to be an organization, your bank, or a business that you may frequently purchase goods from. And they may text you saying that they've accidentally deposited money into your account. Now this can be a little alarming because someone just deposited money into your account and now they're asking for it back. So they'll usually give you steps, they'll talk to you, walk you through the steps on how to send the money back through a wire transfer. If you are to look into your bank account, it will look as if there has been a deposit into your account, when in all actuality, they've just moved your own funds around. So they'll give you the steps on how to send the money back, and then once you do, the money is gone and it's often untraceable, and it's very, very difficult to get your funds back. And at that point, you have probably just been a victim of a refund scam. Social media scams and imposter scams have a lot in common. Social media is a goldmine for scammers to be able to take advantage of seniors. A lot of people use social media to connect with family, join groups, purchase goods, furniture, all types of things, connect with old classmates. But these are the places where scammers prey and they wait to take advantage of our seniors. They may try to befriend you, sell you some goods or services, send pictures back and forth to prove they are where they say they are, when most times they aren't able to take a phone call, they're not able to meet you in person because they are imposters. They'll teach you every way that they can to get you to send money through a wire transfer, or by sending a check, or by sending funds through different money apps. These are things to really keep in mind when using social media. Do not give anyone your social security number. Do not send money if it's not verified through a person that you actually know. With social media scams, it is very important to keep in mind who you're connecting with and to not give out vital private information to people who may be posing as someone else. Again, these very people are imposters and they are not your friends. They are really out to take advantage.
During COVID time, I was really very sad because I couldn't go and be in church because of the pandemic. So I decided to search for YouTube, where I found services that were really filling up my spirit. And then I thought about finding a way to pay back in some ministry or some activity that I could be useful at the same time. So I started to kind of think about, and I talked to my sister about that too. How can I repay? Well, I was contacted by a group that looked like the church group that this pastor had, and they asked me for a donation that will go to Africa, to a group, orphanage, I think. So I thought, well, that sounds a good way to help out. But since I am not really savvy on how to do it, they were giving me instructions on how to deposit the money and send it to them in a way that I felt a little intimidated. So I kind of took my time before I made a decision of donating that money. Well, a few days after, I saw another page in the YouTube coming from the same pastor saying that that was a scam. I'm so glad I didn't send my money, because that was something that I will not be happy with. Now, there is so many ways to get things like that, so before I send any money now, I'm making sure who I am sending it. And I'd rather don't do those kind of things.
Protect yourself by learning these common signs that many scams share. It's probably a scam if someone asks you to keep it a secret from anyone else. If they ask you to send money via cryptocurrency, wire transfer, MoneyPack cards, or any gift card. If they pressure you to make a deal with them then and there. If they ask you to confirm your social security number or other private information. If they threaten that you will be sued, or that someone will go to jail if you do not pay. Tells you that you must pay money to get money. If you're unsure of the nature of a call, text, or email, don't respond. Hang up or ask for a name and a callback number, especially if the person says they're calling on behalf of a business or a banking institution. If the person gets mad or frustrated, it is possible that it's a scam.
Financial abuse is one of the most common forms of elder abuse. Learn more about elder abuse and elder financial abuse by contacting the Elder Abuse Prevention Project. Please report all scams regardless of dollar amount lost. Reporting scams can help bring scammers to justice. The Elder Abuse Prevention Project can help any senior who feels they may have recently been scammed.